Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today we would like to present to Madam Suri Intan about the topic information agency and its social media use. So we choose National Library of Singapore as our information agency. Welcome to our presentation. So, the group members consist of me, Farrah, and my other members are DINI, FAATIHAH, NURUL, NISA, NADIAH, and NURUL SHAHIRAH. We start with introduction. So, one of the history told that National Library of Singapore was founded in 1823 by Stamford Raffles that thought the library was needed to support the educational purpose of the Raffles institution. For your information, the National Library of Singapore is the flagship and a subsidiary of the National Library Board, and it is the biggest library in Singapore. So, the National Library of Singapore is located at 100 Victoria ST Singapore, and the opening hours is from Monday to Sunday and from 10 in the morning till 9 p.m. For the next part, we would like to talk about vision, mission, and objective of this library. So, the vision statement stated, "Readers for life, learning communities, knowledgeable nation." Meanwhile, for the mission statement stated, "We make knowledge come alive, spark imagination, and create possibilities." And the objective, the first one is to be the premier resource center for materials on or about Singapore and the region. The second one is to be supportive in reading, learning, and information literacy by providing a trusted, accessible, and globally connected library for users. And the last one is to promote reading, education, information literacy, and an interest in Singapore's history and heritage. So, this is the collection of this library, which is including manuscript and the basic collection, which is books, e-books, magazine, e-magazines, e-newspaper, maps, online journal, and audio-visual materials like microform, microfiche, and the special one is rare collection. So this is the function of the library that have three function, which is the first one is library as a resource center. This aims to implement that mission that has been set by the library staff, that user can use library materials as the primary reference source for them, especially student and researcher, that always use of library materials related to the content of lesson and assignments. It is not only focused on education, but this library also provide the facilities such as Wi-Fi and computer labs. So, the second function of this library is providing information and reference services. It means as a librarian, they should provide the information and services until the users are satisfied and gets what they want, especially when it comes to library related. And the last function of this library is the never-ending collection. It is mandatory for every library to provide never-ending collection to meet the needs of every user. This aims to provide an interesting and useful collection for each user.
So there are three social media that has been used by the library agency, which is National Library of Singapore. The first one is YouTube, second one is Instagram, and the third one is Facebook. So the first social media that National Library of Singapore use in order to share about the collection, exhibition, and create awareness to the user about the existence of the library, they use YouTube as the one of social media platform in sharing about all those collection, exhibition, and more. So, National Library of Singapore has joined YouTube on 13 April 2017 and has a YouTube channel named as National Library of Singapore. They also has a 1.79 subscriber in their YouTube channel since 30 April 2017 until now. Next, National Library of Singapore also share and update their video every week about history, nature, and other knowledge such as promoting thinking skills in children. They also have created a playlist for each of the video that has been posted in their YouTube channel to make it easier for users to find the video that to fulfill their own needs. So, there are 3 main playlists that have been created by National Library of Singapore in their YouTube channel, which is Human X Nature, Web Archive of Singapore, and also A Librarian's World. So, the first playlist that have been created by National Library of Singapore in the YouTube channel is Human X Nature. So, Human X Nature is about natural life in a scientific study and also her history. And Human X Nature also is one of the exhibition in National Library of Singapore, which features many historical material, which is natural history books, botanical plants, plantation photograph, and also maps. This exhibition have a cooperation with the National Archive of Singapore to make the exhibition happen in National Library of Singapore. So, the next playlist that have been created by National Library of Singapore in the YouTube channel is Web Archive of Singapore. So, in this playlist, it's about a website of Singapore that has been preserved by Web Archive of Singapore, which is no longer being used or active anymore. So, in this playlist, it teaches users on how to use the Web Archive of Singapore, and it also make other people from another country knows about the Web Archive of Singapore. So, for the last playlist that have been created by National Library of Singapore in the YouTube channel is A Librarian's World. So, A Librarian's World is a series monthly talks where different librarians that works in National Library of Singapore will share about their experience, that they're experts, and also some knowledge that they develop while they're working in National Library of Singapore. When National Library of Singapore use YouTube as their one of social media platform in sharing about their information towards the user, there is always a pros and cons in using the social media. So the advantages of using YouTube as one of the social media platform is it's free to use, which means National Library of Singapore doesn't need to pay or subscribe to the YouTube platform in order to post any video about their library. Next, it's easy to use, which means that their staff doesn't need to have professional skills in order to post any video to the YouTube platform, and there is so many tutorials on how to use the YouTube correctly. And lastly, it's uncomplicated and effortless in sharing video, which means National Library of Singapore can share all the informations about National Library of Singapore in various forms. Next, there are also disadvantages in using YouTube as the one of the social media platform in sharing information about National Library of Singapore. So the first disadvantages is any advertiser can add their advertisement in National Library of Singapore video, which means there will be an advertisement in front of the video of National Library Singapore videos that have been posted in YouTube. Next, there are too many rules that National Library of Singapore need to follow in order to make their video will be protected and will not disable or be deleted by YouTube itself. And lastly, any account can be disabled without any reason, which means National Library of Singapore need to follow each of the rules that has been mentioned by YouTube's such as community guidelines to make sure that their account will not be disabled and the video will not be deleted by YouTube.
Next is Instagram. This social media has a total of 10.1k followers and follow the social media users Instagram as many as 70 people who are the staff and organization of the library. This Instagram has done a total of 988 posts over 4 years, and the posting consistently at least 2 days once to make sure their followers follow their progress and to show that this social media is active and can be referenced by user to get the information. First post that was uploaded was on 1 January 2017 with the caption, "Here's a kaleidoscope of the National Library building to start this great year. National Library Singapore often upload a new collection of books so that library users are aware of the matter. It is also to encourage users to be more interested in reading by attracting their attention. Maybe one of their collection will captivate users from not reading books by reading 2 or 3 books a month. Actually, this is a positive thing to cultivate an interest in reading in the customers or users who always access this library. National Library Singapore also provide many facilities for the convenience of user and staff there. This facility is also one of the attraction to attract more people to come to the library because it has put the mentality that this library is a fun place and not boring at all. The library now has several sections, either a quiet space to get focus or discussion space that make it easy for users consisting of students to have place to make a discussion to complete their assignment. Social media is also used to upload poster of each program or activity that will be held to spread the news in order to attract many participants to join the program together. Since the social media Instagram has many active and loyal followers following the development of this library, so it is a good platform to make the promotion. The National Library Singapore also always hold programs and activities so that the library become more interesting and can give fun to the users. So, actually it's a very good that this application is used well. Like the poster beside me, it is one of the program held by this library and needs to get the support of many users.
The last social media that the National Library of Singapore use is Facebook. Facebook is the earliest social media account used by the library. They create a Facebook page account on 22 May 2014. The Facebook page is a bit different from the Facebook profile that we often use. Facebook page is mainly for artists, brand, business, and organizations that need to expose themselves on Facebook. Now, they get more than 54,000 likes, 56,000 fans or followers, 1,000 people who talk about the library, and 30,000 people who have checked in this library. This library is under the category of the library, public service, and education research center. This library is very active in updating its Facebook page once a day, almost every day since 2014. The types of posts is mostly about the latest development in the library. The content that this library share between Instagram and Facebook is almost the same. National Library of Singapore always share the event or program they have. The event is more formal and professional. It means that the topic of the event is more about current issue, business, and career. They will upload the poster, and in the poster have important details such as date, time, platform, speaker, the organization they are collaborating with, and link to register. Most of the event they will do on a video conference platform. What I can say is Facebook is the place to promote their event or program so the user can participate in the event. Next is National Library of Singapore share facts and history about Singapore. They will upload picture with information on it. They want to recall the history in Singapore and give an interesting fact by using the image from the library collection. At the end of the post, they will provide a website link to the user if they want to read the full information about the history of fact. On the Facebook page, the National Library of Singapore also share their new material, which is their books collection. They will upload a picture of the new books collection. To make the content fun, they will share the book according to the latest issue, festival, seasons, and terms. The book will follow the chosen terms such as a book about food, travel, and others. It is shown that this library always updates its new collection of material. This library also always make the exciting contents. It is for fun and mostly the activity is for a family who have kids to participate. When this library make a contest, they can engage with users who participate in the contest. Mostly, the post will get many comments and be shared by other Facebook users. We move on to the next slide, which is the advantages of Facebook. Firstly is, staff can have two-way communication with the user in a comment section, or the user can message in private. Secondly is, Facebook is a place for the latest news and information. The user can get to know the latest information about the program or even the new collection services in the library. The next advantage is, Facebook can help the library to get a new user. Facebook will recommend to the other user who interested in the book or library, and it leads to the user get to know more about the National Library of Singapore. Facebook is easy to use by people who have smartphone and the internet. The disadvantage of Facebook is skills. Facebook is not complex to use, but in order to optimize the benefit of Facebook to the organization, we need a staff that know how to manage the Facebook page and know how to plan and create meaningful content. They need the training to be expert in managing the Facebook page. The second advantage is time consuming. It is not easy to make and plan the content that can attract users to see it. The next one is budget. We need to hire staff that can manage the Facebook page, and the staff need to go to the training to learn about Facebook or marketing, because social media always update their future and the staff need to learn it to keep it up with the trend. The easy way to get the new and right user is to invest in paid advertising provided by the library. The last disadvantages is negative feedback. Facebook allows to interact with each other. The user can complain or give negative feedback that can be seen by other users, and it can give an impact on the library. The staff has a heavy responsibility to know how to manage the situation. And that's all from me. We will move on to the next presenter.
For evaluation, first, identity. On Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, the library put their information such as link of their social media and link of their website. On Facebook, the library put maps and location for their user. For conversation, the library use a lot of hashtag in their posts such as Hari Raya Haji and hashtag SGGoes. The library also can make a live session on their social media account to make Q&A question. For sharing on Facebook and Instagram, the library share about events and facts. Also, in Instagram, the library create a lot of video series in IGTV. Meanwhile, on YouTube, the library shares collection, exhibition, and forums. They also create a playlist for all of their video. For present, users of National Library Singapore can find them in social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Next, for relationship. For relationship, users from Facebook and Instagram can send a personal message to the library for giving a feedback. Users from Facebook can also send the message if there are anything that they want to ask. On YouTube, relationship are hardly matter. After that, for reputation, user can use social media to communicate. Because of that, user can see who are on social media. The library account on social media have verified account on their social media account, which make user to feel confident to trust them. For group, on Facebook, the library can create a group to share any interesting information, but the library didn't have any group for their library, which means the library just share their posts for public in general. Meanwhile, for Instagram, National Library Singapore can make a group chat in Instagram, so they all can work together to engage with each other materials. Last but not least, on YouTube, the social media didn't have any group. However, the library gains 2.11k subscribers on their YouTube account. For recommendation, the library should not send a lot of posts in a day. This is because the user will think that the post is a spam, which can make the library started to lose their follower. After that, the library should not share the same post in every of their social media. This is because the library will run to appear as a spammy that they can risk their follower to stop following them. And last but not least, the library should set a schedule by making some research about suitable day and time for sharing a post for each of social media that they have.
In conclusion, it is really obvious to know that social media provides an effective platform to make people access and share, also receive the information with others, even at far distance. Next, one of the tools that can change the way the community views is the continuous social media use in promoting the existence of the library, events and programs, services and facilities to the public users. Also, we do believe that social media can promote the library to the public, not only to the local, but also can attract people from abroad to explore the uniqueness of the library. That's all from us. Thank you, madam, for your attention, and we hope that our presentation will be accepted with our efforts. Thank you, madam.